Hello, this is Robert Larson. I'm an attorney and I'm also the owner of the Larson Law Office in Mesa, Arizona, and I specialize primarily in family law and estate planning. And I'm making this video as the first of a series of videos talking about how to communicate effectively with courts. And the reason why I wanted to make these videos is because I see a great need for that in the cases where I see people representing themselves. And so the first thing I want to talk about is when it comes to custody cases, so anything involving legal decision making and parenting time, you want to make sure that you're communicating your wishes in a way that's most effective for the judge to make decisions in your favor. And so the thing that you want to remember more than anything is anything that you say to the court, whether it's in documents that you file or whether it's in person at a court hearing, anything that you say, you want to say it from the perspective of the children as opposed to your perspective. So in other words, the law requires the judge to make decisions about your children based on what's in their best interest. The law doesn't say anything about what's best for you. And so a practical example of that would be, and let's say you have a father who is not getting to see his children as much as he wants, or maybe not at all. He could say, I am not getting to see my children and I miss them. And technically there's nothing wrong with that. The judge isn't going to feel like you're a bad person because you say you miss your children. But a slight change makes it a little bit more powerful. And you could say it from the point of your children's perspective, and you could say, our children benefit by having a good relationship with both parents. The mother's not allowing that to happen, and there's no reason for it, and therefore I'm asking you, judge, to step in and give orders allowing me to have time with my children because that would benefit them. And so it's a slight change, but it makes a big difference. You're saying it from the perspective of the children and how it benefits them, and that's a language that the judges will understand and find more persuasive than just stating that you miss your children. For example, you could be an abusive or neglectful parent and you could say you miss your children. That doesn't mean the judge is going to determine that it's best for you to have time with your children. But when you put it in the perspective of it's best for your children to have time with you, it's a little bit more powerful. It's right on point with what the law requires. And so that's a little bit more effective way to communicate with courts. And also it's kind of gets you, if you practice doing that on a regular basis, it kind of gets you into the perspective of doing that on a regular basis, and your communications with the court will be more effective and more persuasive when you're doing it from the perspective of the judge. You could take the same example. Let's say the mother is claiming that the father is an alcoholic or has a drug problem, so basically substance abuse issues. An ineffective way or less effective way to say that would be, hey, the father has an alcohol problem, he's an alcoholic, and he's a bad person and shouldn't have the children. A more effective way would be, you know what, judge, the father is an alcoholic and he gets drunk around the children, and it leads to violence and neglect and abuse and things like that, and it's dangerous. He drives with the children, and it's bad for the children to see their father like that, and it's dangerous for them. So once again, the more effective way to say that is to put it from the perspective of the children and what's in the best interest of the children. And like I said, that's Arizona law, but I'm pretty sure pretty much every state has a similar law as well, so that would apply. So anytime you're communicating with the courts about custody issues, you want to always make sure, more than any other rule that I would talk about, is that you talk about things from the perspective of what's best for your children and not what's best for you. So again, the judge isn't going to feel like you're a bad person because you talk about yourself, but it's just more impactful if you talk about it from the perspective of the children. So anyway, I hope you found that helpful. If so, please follow me for more videos. Like I said, there will be more, and please like, and if you have any questions or comments, please let me know.